Hey, Dustin Hackenberg here with your Philadelphia Eagles Blitz. Training camp is now in the books. The Eagles reset their routines. They reset their focus with the regular season now looming. The preseason does continue Thursday night in New England against the Patriots. It's week 2. It's also a rematch of Super Bowl 52, which the Eagles won 41-33 behind an MVP performance by backup quarterback Nick Foles. Foles was asked this week about the opponent. He elaborated a little bit on how the teams are different now to start a new year and how often he talks to Tom Brady.
Have you talked to Tom Brady since the Super Bowl?
No, I haven't. We both have a lot going on in our lives, so in time.
What kind of reception do you think you'll get up there?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I'll find out when I get there what it's going to be like, so no clue.
Would you hope that this time around it comes up to you and maybe chats more to the game about the Super Bowl or the current game coming up?
It'll happen when it happens. We practiced with the Patriots several years ago, and I got to, stand there and talk to Tom for quite a bit. He's a great guy. I have all the respect in the world for him. I think everyone's making a really big deal out of this, and it's not a big deal at all. I've already talked to him before. He's a guy I've always looked up to. You've got to admire someone who's probably the greatest ever, and still going strong. And even at his age, he seems to get better and better. So I've already had a conversation with him before when we practice. So if we have one in the future, we'll have one. It'll be cool.
Nick, the fact that you are playing the Patriots this week, has it brought any memories kind of up to the surface?
Not really. We're in training camp right now. We're grinding through it. We're growing as a team. We have new players. Guys rotating in and out. We're fine-tuning our offense. So you stay pretty busy throughout the day. Now that we're getting closer to game time, now we'll be honing on who they are, what they do, what coverages they like, what they like to do with defense. But not any reminiscing. This is a new season, new people, new players. Obviously, we wear the same logos as last year, but we both have a new identity that we have to. This is the time of year where we grow together as teams. So that's all I'm really focusing on.
All right, and quarterbacks continue to be the focal point for the Eagles here in training camp. The storyline a lot of fans are following, specifically Carson Wentz, a projected starter. Will he be ready for week 1 coming off of knee surgery? Nick Foles will be waiting in the wings just as he did in the Super Bowl last year. We should see him Thursday night against New England, a little bit of action to kind of shake the rust off. Daniel Gallen, our PennLive reporter for the Philadelphia Eagles, joins us now to assess the entire situation, what we've seen from Wentz, and whether we should or shouldn't expect him for week 1.
Hey everybody, this is PennLive Philadelphia Eagles beat writer Daniel Gallen coming to you from Philadelphia. The Eagles wrapped up training camp Tuesday, ending 15 practices over a little less than 3 weeks with one preseason game mixed in there. We learned a lot about the Eagles over this period of time. The big story obviously is the health of quarterback Carson Wentz. Will he start week 1? Won't he start week 1? Will Nick Foles start week 1? That's kind of the big question that's still hanging over the team. Coach Doug Peterson kind of said Tuesday that next week is going to be big. They're hoping to get Wentz back into 11-on-11 drills, and if he acclimates himself well, if he can get cleared for contact, then he should be a go for week 1. Probably at the beginning of training camp, based on what we saw out of Wentz over the first 3 days, I would have said that he was a virtual lock to start week 1. But after the third practice, he was in some 11-on-11 drills. After that, they pulled him back a little bit. He hasn't been back in team drills since, which, I think puts his status a little bit more in doubt for week 1. But, I still think that there's a good chance to that he'll start. I don't think he's a lock anymore to start, but I still think he's a good bet. But something to definitely keep your eye on over the next 3 weeks before that kickoff on Thursday, September 6th against Atlanta.
All right, one more quarterback note to discuss here with the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles went out this week. They signed free agent quarterback Christian Hackenberg. He was drafted in the 2nd round in 2015 by the New York Jets. Never saw the field, never attempted a pro pass for the Jets, never really earned the trust of that coaching staff. He was traded to Oakland for pennies on the dollar, who then proceeded to release him to fill another roster need. So the Eagles scoop him up as a developmental prospect. He's down on the totem pole. He talked this week about what he's trying to do, what he thinks of the opportunity, and what the opportunity means for him.
How tough is it to make up what you missed in camp?
Yeah,
you know, obviously that's an obstacle, and you know, I'm going to come in every day and learn as much as I can from these guys, learn as much as I can from Nick and Carson and Nate and all those guys, Joe, and you know, just hit it hard. I mean, like, it's my opportunity whenever that comes, whatever this is. You know, I assume they signed me for a reason, so you know, I'm just going to come in and give them everything I have in terms of picking it up, trying to push myself and learn as much as I can mentally and take that on, while also making sure I stay up on everything physically. So, you know, it's going to be tough, but again, it's a challenge and I'm excited for it. Like I said, it's better to sit on the couch.
A place with 5 quarterbacks kind of puts you in a roster crunch. What made this opportunity appealing to you, or was it simply the fact that it was an NFL job?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think obviously talking with what he had asked me earlier, I think Coach Peterson and Coach Taylor and all those guys do a great job. So I think for me, you know, being able to learn as much as I can from those specific individuals, I think made it a good opportunity. And you know, I got a lot of respect for Carson. We came out together, so being able to kind of pick his brain. He's been in this system for a long time, and Nick obviously has had a lot of things going on in his career. So, you know, I thought it'd be a good opportunity to come in, learn, push myself, compete, and get back in. So,
why didn't it work with the Jets?
You know, I don't know. I'm not going to really dwell on the past. Like I said, you know, I've had a lot of time to reflect and a lot of time to work this offseason, and you know, that's been my focus. And I'm just, you know, I'm happy to be here. I'm living in the moment.
What happened in Oakland?
Practice today? What are the conversations like with all of the quarterbacks with Press Taylor? What were those conversations like?
Yeah, they were good. I mean, we were just trying to cover as much as we could on the fly. You know, it helps getting those mental reps and then studying tonight, being able to look over the concepts, the protections, the formations, all those things. Being able to see it, you know, I'm going to see it. I saw it at practice. I'm going to see it here in the meeting room in a little bit, and I'm going to see it again later on tonight. So, you know, seeing it 3 or 4 times, then being able to go over and look at it again tonight, it really helps cement things. So, you know, like I said, it's a process, and I'm just enjoying it.
All right, Carson Wentz is not the only injury drama to continue following along with as they wrap up training camp. Alshon Jeffery, the Eagles' #1 wide receiver, still on the physically unable to perform list as he recovers from off-season rotator cuff surgery. NFL Network's Ian Rappaport reported this week that Jeffery could remain on the PUP list to start the regular season, which would mean that he would be out for the first 6 weeks, at least the first 6 weeks. Coach Doug Peterson said he has no idea where that report came from, but we have started to see Jeffery do a little bit more on the sidelines at Eagles camp. It's something we'll be watching here on your Philadelphia Eagles Blitz. You can stay tuned with us all season long on PennLive.com, on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, just about everywhere, and we will see you next time.